Hi, and welcome to Halfwit History. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Kylie.
And this is a podcast where we talk about the upcoming week, but a long time ago.
And sometimes not so long ago.
So if you enjoy history and comedy, then do we have the show for you?
We cover all sorts of topics from pop culture to ancient history, with some fiction thrown in just for fun.
Like episode 14, The Nefarious Nodule, where we play a choose-your-own-adventure game.
Or episode 33, Water, Earth, Fire, Molasses, where I cover the Great Molasses Flood of 1919 in Boston.
Or if you're into conspiracy theories, check out episode 11, Eldritch Witches, where I hunt down a teleporting ship.
Or if you're feeling nostalgic, check out episode 15, You Meddling Nords, where I take a spin in the Mystery Machine with Scooby-Doo and the gang.
Are you into science? Because I dive into the immortal genes of Henrietta Lacks in episode 18, Hella Big Dynamite.
And for anyone who loves musicals as much as I, check out episode 22, Defying Ancestry, where I spend one short day talking about my favorite musical, Wicked.
Halfwit History is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcatcher.
You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Halfwit History, or visit our website at halfwit-history.com.
And as always, I've been your Halfwit.
And I'm your historian.
And we hope you'll give us a listen.
Bye!
Peace, love, and failure. I'm Rebecca Lieb.
I'm Jason Horton.
And this is Ghost Town.
Music festival to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Woodstock has officially been canceled. The three-day Woodstock 50 Festival was originally scheduled to take place August 16th through the 18th, but a series of setbacks over the last 4 months derailed the plans.
The 50th anniversary of Woodstock was set to take place on August 16th through the 18th, 2019, but it did not happen. It was a huge failure.
Wow.
We've done episodes about Woodstock before.
We have.
We did Woodstock 94, and we did Woodstock 99. And here we are at the 50th anniversary.
God, on the cusp of COVID-19. What could go wrong?
Everything can go wrong. But you know what can go right?
What?
Bonus episodes, early access, no ads or chit-chat. Patreon.com/GhostTownPod. Help support the show and listen to episodes early with none of the nonsense.
No nonsense.
Like what I'm doing right now.
You don't like this.
Thank you for the support. So starting in 2014, Michael Lang, who was involved with the original Woodstock as part of a person who made it happen, and Woodstock 94, I don't know about 99. He, I think, has a company which maybe has something to do with the ownership of the name Woodstock. So somebody from Woodstock was involved, and starting in 2014, he's like, 50th anniversary, makes sense, let's do this right. And it ended up with nothing happening and a lot of lawsuits.
Oh, man. Later we're going to find out about some kind of Woodstock curse, that happened so that people could not really bring this back to a level that anyone had hoped.
I was thinking about this today. I love nostalgia. We love nostalgia. This Ghost Town is nostalgia. It's its bedrock, essentially.
Absolutely. It's our fuel. It's our lifeblood.
But sometimes you wonder, is anything sacred? And Woodstock is so iconic. It's when it comes to music festivals and how the 1960s ended and essentially launched a lot of careers and became, when you talk about peace and love and protest and culture, that's it. That's the one.
Yeah.
And the idea of like, hey, let's revisit that. I'm not opposed to that. But sometimes I wonder, is anything sacred? And at what point is it a cash grab? Which is, listen, I'm not begrudging people that want to make money over the fact of, hey, let's celebrate this again in the present tense. Already, other festivals had a lot of success, especially in the 90s with Lollapalooza, Warped Tour, Coachella, is probably one of them. And then all the other festivals that have been in Europe has, really, I mean, their festival situation is great, especially when it comes to like heavy metal or, metal music. They're just always pretty epic. And a lot of time has passed where it's like, we can do this right, and things can go wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously, a band drops out here, a band drops out here. But then you have things like Firefest, which we've discussed and many people have.
At length, yes. Wow. Talk about all cash grab, no substance, literally.
I don't want to lump these things together, but they do ring somewhat similar as far as you're buying tickets for something that's not happening.
Yeah, it's just all bullshit. I will lump those things together because I think it is such bullshit to prey off of fans in a way where there is really nothing behind it but a name or a model selling a product. Like, fuck off. For like, it's hard enough, especially like, again, and I don't want to I don't want to talk about the track record of Woodstock so much after this, but just like having these horrific things happen, these disasters, and then trying it again, having the balls to try it again. Ugh.
But you'd think the 50th anniversary, maybe think technology in starting in 2014 is a lot better. And I always think technology helps, communication helps, being able to have things figured out and have information archived, or whatever it is that you might need. But sometimes best laid plans, they don't happen. Mm-hmm. So Michael Lang partnered with a Japanese investor, Dentsu Aegis Network, pronouncing that correctly. They own a production company called Amplify Live. And like those big production companies that run concert venue, concerts, like big concerts, they've almost become somewhat of like there's the big ones. Yeah. And if you're not using one of them, it's going to be tough to put on one of these concerts. Yeah. Because they're professional concert promoters.
That's what they do. And the live music venues, especially when you think about 2019 to just the idea of live music and how expensive it is. And you really have to have a lot of money and sway and really know the market to do that.
And when you hear about the acts that were involved and not involved, they're all huge. I mean, there's no small acts. In January 2019, Lang confirmed that the 3-day Woodstock Festival was a go. August. A few months down the road, you know what I mean? Like almost a pretty short, anything less than a year, I feel like is a pretty short announcement.
Yeah.
People, if they want to fly in or you get hotels and so forth and so on, I feel like Coachella, they had probably announced theirs the day after the other one ends, right?
Yeah, totally.
And it was going to take place in Watkins Glen, New York. So not Bethel Woods, but at least it's upstate New York.
Yeah.
I'd say it is near the border of Pennsylvania, somewhere in the middle of the state. So not near it, but listen, at least it's still somewhat upstate New York.
New York, upstate, yeah. If they were like, this is in Akron, Ohio.
You're not far off where it ends up.
No.
Allegedly.
Oh,
not far off.
Boy.
So they were going to have, obviously, modern acts, but then they were going to have acts from the original one, the Dead and Company. Members of the Grateful Dead, doing songs of the Grateful Dead.
Cool.
John Fogerty with his version of Creedence Clearwater Revival, whatever that is. Santana, David Crosby, who was Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yeah, totally.
John Sebastian from Love and Spoonful. So they were going to have, it was going to be a true mix of, hey, remember 1969? Now, these artists, were inspired by and such.
So, I mean, it sounds great. It sounds really beautiful. Sounds fun.
So Watkins Glen did not work out. Mm-mm. Apparently, like Fish does a lot of concerts there. The jam band Fish.
Yes.
And I guess there were maybe issues the last time they were going to perform there with the water in the area. I don't know what the thing. There was a thing where it's like, we can't have this concert here. There's like unsafe something.
Yeah.
So that wasn't going to happen. So then they're like, all right, let's go to Vernon, New York. Okay, so now we're still kind of somewhat upstate.
Okay.
That doesn't work out. Then they settle on the Merriweather Post Pavilion in Columbia, Maryland.
That's not New York.
It's not even, it's not even the tri-state area.
It's like, I think this person owes me a favor. This place can be bought quick. Let's go to Maryland.
And again, like who's to say what you can or can't have, but how are you going to have a Woodstock 50 in any place other than upstate New York, which is upstate New York is huge.
It's huge.
It's such a dense state, and there's plenty of places to do it. Easier said than done. But if you're going to have it in Maryland, don't have it.
Yeah.
Nothing against Maryland, Columbia, Maryland. It's fine, but
No.
don't have or call it something else. Woodstock is called Woodstock because it's based on the town of Woodstock. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like you can't do that unless there was a history of them doing these Woodstocks in different places over time. Then I'd be like, okay, well then that's what you.
Well, it's like Lollapalooza. You know, like there's some concerts that are so tied to time and place that you can't really forsake that, or else you're just a gigantic asshole. It's like Woodstock 50. We're actually going to have it in 2 years. It's going to be in, I don't know, Mexico.
Yeah. And all holograms.
No music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Dentsu network pulled out. They were like, this is run very poorly and we don't want to invest our money and we don't want to be involved in this. And there was a lot of good reason for that. So then Michael Lang sued them that they took almost $18 million from Woodstock's bank accounts. I guess there was some kind of holding thing.
Okay.
Jay-Z canceled. Chance the Rapper, no. Miley Cyrus, no thanks. Just so many people that were supposed to be there. And then when they found out it was moving, they were like, no, I'm good. It was like, no, now that things are moving around, he's like, I don't trust that. Like, I don't need to do. Plus, you're really to see like, hey, guy, listen, I was at the original Woodstock. What's up? We're in Maryland now for the 50th anniversary. Get my app,
Yeah, exactly. Here, wear this Woodstock tee. Everyone who performs has to wear this Woodstock tee.
So with how the lawsuit was settled initially is that Dentsu did not have to give back that money because it was Michael Lang. And he actually licensed the name Woodstock from himself, from what I gather, because he's part of like a holding thing, but they weren't directly a part of it. So he essentially paid himself, however that works. But he won that lawsuit. However, so as early as this year, I think it was another settlement where Lang had to actually pay them. So this has been going on from essentially when it was canceled like 2 weeks before on July 30th, 2019. So 2 weeks before. So if you never mind bought tickets, if you bought airfare, hotel, any other thing that you did, you lost out. Now, your favorite part is the list of the bands. But none of them are weird. They're pretty, I'm just going to tell you some of them.
That's all right. I have my rant queued up for after you list the bands.
Okay. You want me to start from the bottom or the top?
The top.
Yeah, I'll start from the top. Okay. We have The Killers, Miley Cyrus. These are people that were in and out.
Of course.
Lumineers, Raconteurs, Robert Plant. Some people I mentioned. Run the Jewels, The Head and the Heart. Michael Franti and Spearhead, who I saw randomly at Jimmy Kimmel Live when I was like doing a thing at Jimmy Kimmel. And it was like, that was the band that was performing. I was like, oh, watch it. It was good.
Cool.
Not into that, but it was good.
Yeah.
Bishop Briggs, Anderson East, Akon. Princess Nokia, Melanie, Grandson, Fever 333, Dorothy.
Man, we're getting to the territory of the bands that I don't know many in a row.
Flora Cash, Larkin Poe, Brian Cadd, Nene Taeb, sorry for the pronunciations, Dead and Company. I mentioned the Black Keys.
Yeah.
Sturgill Simpson, Greta Van Fleet, Portugal the Man.
Okay, we're back.
Leon Bridges, Gary Clark Jr., Edward Sharp of the Magnetic Zeros, a name I haven't heard.
Yeah.
I saw that guy who, I don't know if his name's not Edward Sharp, but he was at what is that diner in Los Feliz? The
Fred 62?
Fred 62.
Yeah.
Rival Sons, Emily King, Soccer Mommy, Sir, SIR, Amy Helm, Courtney Hadwin, Pearl, John Robert.
My cousin manages Emily King.
Oh.
And he was bummed by this.
Jay-Z, Imagine Dragons. Even they don't deserve this.
They don't.
Cage the Elephant, Brandy Carlisle, Janelle Monáe.
Yeah.
Young the Giant, Courtney Barnett, Common.
Courtney Barnett just came out with an album.
Vince Staples, Judah and the Lion, Earl Sweatshirt, Boy Genius, Rain Wolf, The Zombies. Oh, I actually saw The Zombies in Central Park like years ago in New York. It was
love
like
The Zombies.
With Rocket from the Crypt, yeah. Canned Heat, Hot Tuna, old, whatever. Pussy Riot.
Oh, fuck yeah. Who I would love, love, love to see.
Cherry Glazer, Levin Callie, and to end the whole thing, or to start the whole thing, I don't know at what point, the Marcus King Band.
Who are they?
They were the ones that were supposed to play Woodstock 50.
Huh.